Pisces, hello. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back to you. And for those of you who it is your first time, hold on, let me adjust that. Welcome to you. Is that okay? Oh my gosh, it's so annoying. I know. Sorry. This is Surrender to the Flow Tarot, and I am Denise, and I will be doing a timeless general reading for the collective of Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, Ascendant, or Venus. It's a general reading. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Take what does, leave what doesn't. Be careful not to put yourself into a story that isn't yours. You don't want to relate, you want to resonate. So I took a week off of readings because I'm having issues with my vocal cords, and I'm supposed to be resting for 30 minutes in between readings. I'm just trying to figure all of this out, how to figure this out. So trying to do like a mini condensed reading today, but it's been turning out to not be mini and condensed, so whatever. Today's reading, we are seeing what divine feminine deity is in your life, is in your frequency for you to call upon for help and support and guidance. And we'll be closing it off with a heart thoughts card for an affirmation for you on how to integrate whatever lessons you are learning, okay? You might want to get a notebook or something to write stuff down with, because this requires like a bunch of reading, and there's a bunch of information and symbology in the reading, in the cards, okay? And those are going to be things for like you to look up if they resonate with you, which will give you a more in depth for whatever's going on, okay? So for Pisces. That was interesting. Did you see that? How many are there? 2 of them. This one just came up for Scorpio. 1 of them. Interesting that it came up for you. Rita of Cascia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Anandam Ai Ma, the joy permeated mother. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. I know I butcher the names. Very interesting here. Okay. This is about ascension, crown chakra, third eye chakra. All right, let's see, Rita. Saint Rita of Cascia's life demonstrates the power of prayer to shift even what appears to be an impossible cause. She was born Margherita Latti in 1381 in Italy to noble parents. She's associated with bees. Because as a child it is said that they swarmed her but never stung her, and bees are symbolic of Mary and of the diligent work that must be done to gather honey or the immortal sweetness of Christ's love. So bees are a symbol for y'all. And I would also look up Margherita Latti, Italy, and see what part of Italy she was born in, and see if there's anything else for you to, you know. Although Rita wanted to enter a convent, she was forced to marry Paolo Mancini and had her first child at age 12. Her husband was a wealthy nobleman who had many enemies. Rita endured abuse and infidelities, but through prayer and kindness, she converted him to Catholicism. This is about momentum and desire and focus and belief and dedication and surrender. He then renounced the family feud known as La Vendetta. Even though Paolo had become a new man, a member of the feuding family murdered him for his previous acts. Rita's 2 sons wanted to avenge their father's death, but before they could, they both died of dysentery. After the death of her husband and sons, Rita wanted to enter the monastery of St. Mary Magdalene in Cascia, C-A-S-C-I-A. She was given the condition that her family had to reconcile with the family that had killed her husband before she could gain entrance. Rita prayed to her patron saints, John the Baptist, Augustine of Hippo, and Nicholas of Tolentino, to assist her in creating peace between the 2 rival families. The bubonic plague was ravaging Italy at that time and happened to take several members of both families. This was enough hardship that they agreed to relinquish the feud. It's telling me to tell you to look up the bubonic plague. Rita entered the St. Mary Magdalene, also Mary Magdalene, monastery at the St. Mary Magdalene Monastery at the age of 36. Catholic legend says that she was transported into the monastery by her 3 patron saints via levitation. And legend also relates that while she was meditating on Christ at age 60, a ray of light pierced her between the eyes. The stigmata remained there until her death of tuberculosis in the monastery in 1457. So that, I don't know, I just added those up. 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10, 10 plus 7 is 17. So it's 17, or 7 plus 1 is 8. So if either of those numbers are important to you, or 1, 4, 5, 7. Any combo of those. This is a specific message for you to pay. I mean, it's for everyone who's listening, but specifically for you, there's something that your spirit guides really want you to hear this message, okay? When your soul selects her card, despite popular belief, Saint Rita isn't about suffering or martyrdom. Not in this context. Here she's about the miracles that happen when we choose to be steadfast about something or someone. This does not mean remaining in a situation that is harmful to us. It means knowing that we can believe anything is possible. We can believe anything is possible, and that everyone is ultimately forgivable. Forgiveness isn't about someone else. It's about freeing ourselves. We might have to draw fierce boundaries and possibly never see this person again, but we can pray from any distance that a light larger than our own transforms them, that a love that's greater than what we alone can hold and have for them might offer them a new life. Saint Rita is asking us foremost to never give up on what we want for ourselves, and she's suggesting that the path to what we desire is in our belief that it is still possible. The path to what we desire is in our belief that it is still possible. So the path is in the belief. And how much momentum do you give the belief? And is it true of heart? We might not know how or when things will align for us, but we can participate in a deep prayer, a bone trust that at some point what we most desire will arrive. Your soul voice meditation is, what do I believe is possible for my life? And your intention is, I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Right? Where intention goes, energy flows. Focus. Okay, so now let's look at Ananda Maya Ma. I don't know how to say her name, but it's Ma represents the essence of the expansive joy that comes when we remember our true self. Nirmala Sundari, which means beautiful one in Bengali, was born in the late 19th century in what is now Bangladesh. Bangladesh, Nirmala, Nirmala Sundari, Sundari. Look all these things up. Her family questioned her mental stability because from an early age, she was always found in bhavas, or ecstatic states of bliss. Pisces, this is so you. This is so you guys, you folks. At 13, she was married to a man she would later name Bolanath, and he supported her life as a mystic and saint. Mystic, that's the most perfect description for Pisceans. Y'all are a bunch of mystics. That's dope. You're mystics. At 26, Nirmala enacted her own spiritual initiation. The ceremony and rites were spontaneously revealed to her from within. She explained, as the master, I revealed the mantra. As the disciple, I accepted it and started to recite it. It's keeping yourself in check and always understanding that you are not bigger than anything else, and you are part of the whole, and you are powerful, and so is everything else and everyone else. And you have a very strong proclivity for creation and manifestation out of nothing, right? But not to let your ego get in there. It's because of your purity. So keep that intact. Okay? In the 1920s, she set up a Kali temple and devoted her life to spiritual practices. She began to be recognized as the living embodiment of the divine feminine and as the incarnation of Kali, K-A-L-I, as divine love. Her first disciple named her Anandamayi Ma, joy-permeated mother, because her blissful states would inspire others to remember their innate path to joy. Her first ashram was built in 1929. Her profound spiritual teachings began to attract scholars, philosophers, artists, and other contemporary mystics like Paramahansa Yogananda. I've read his stuff. She refused to be called a guru, insisting that we are all ultimately one self. I want y'all Pisces to remember that when you feel like you're against someone or someone's against you, okay? We're not talking about toxic abusiveness. Like, you got to keep that in check too. But, like, you feel me? She loved all living creatures exactly the same, including herself. She gave the red thread to women for this reason, which was a sacred right of bestowing spiritual authority previously only given to men. What? I feel like that came out of nowhere, that sentence. When your soul selects her card, there's a passage in Autobiography of a Yogi by Paramahasana Yogananda that relates an encounter he had with Anandamayi Ma. He asks her why she is always so filled with joy and can enter states of bliss instantly. I know this is resonating for every one of you Pisces who is watching this, because you guys are the most mystical. She explains to him that she's aware of her true self. She knows that before she came to Earth, she was the same. As a little girl, and later when she grew into a woman, she was still the same. And now, sitting in front of Yogananda, she remains the same. And even after death, she says, though the dance of creation changes around me, I shall be the same. Look into Abraham Hicks if you haven't already done that. This is self-realization, merging with that aspect within us that never changes. It's being aware of your inner being. It's becoming conscious of the self that is eternal while within this brief mortal existence. Anandamayi Ma believed that the only true calling or purpose any of us have is to become realized. And I totally am right there with her. And so she believed that any action we take toward that goal is sacred. There's a deep, calm, abiding joy that arrives when we can merge with the aspect of us that never changes. There is a bliss we get to experience every time we detach from the surface storms that cause chaos in our lives. If we can remember that we are the guru, that we are an aspect of the divine that remains the same no matter how much change surrounds us, then we get to arrive at a joy that lives at the core of our being. Soul voice meditation. What does joy feel like in my body? That's good so you can recognize it when it comes up, right? Intention. I am my own guru. I know the self that never changes. Let's read your heart thoughts card. This is all about temperance and faith in the universe and the divine and in yourself, right? And to see the divine in everyone and to be that divine, right, for everyone. That you just keep your connection to the divine so strong, and in that is what is going to just affect everybody else. Do you know what I mean? Because it can't not. Because it's just that strong within you. You feel me? And it's not because you're trying or preaching, or you're just being. You're just being. You're just existing. You feel me? I am free to be me. I see myself as being free. I am free in my mind. I am free in my body. I am free in my life. There you go, Pisces. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your energy again and your time with me. I hope that this helped, and I hope that I see you again next week. Okay, bye, Pisces.